my main objective is to just create a world like the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball Z, where like a minute equals a year, where all other objectives except the story fall away. That's what I want to do with my music. My name is Jerry. I go by the artist's name IJALE. We're in Melbourne, first time in the Somewhere Sounds history. Today, we're using some mics that have been so generously provided by Sennheiser. We're using a shotgun mic. This one's really good for getting samples because it rejects any sound that isn't directly in front of it. So it's good for like Foley. It's used a lot on like sound stages and for film and television. And this one is E906. This one's really good for like low end stuff in particular. It's got good clarity when you're trying to get some like low to mid bass kind of stuff. And I think that's going to be definitely necessary. And we're going to St. Kilda and visiting one of my favorite music stores. It's called African Drumming, and it's full of Afrocentric percussion and a lot of different stuff actually, mainly musical stuff from the motherland. So I went to African Drumming in St. Kilda for the first time in like 2018. Yeah, there was just so much stuff there, like, you know, big stuff, small stuff, hand percussion, like really, really intricate instruments as well. We're going there today and I'm hoping to like sample stuff, obviously for you, but definitely for me. I'm gonna sample some of the stuff that is too expensive for me to buy so I can take it home with me. Those types of instruments are very important to the music that inspires me. Like Afrocentric sounds, rhythms, polyrhythms are made with those kinds of instruments, that kind of hand percussion, like, you know, Djembes and Dununs and things like that. And this place is one of the only places in Melbourne that I know of that you can get that kind of stuff. The only challenge is that I probably will go over time and try and get too many things sampled because they have like so many different types of instruments. A lot of shakers and goat's toes are some of my favorite like types of hand percussion. I want to get a lot of deep sounds, like if there's any really big large skin drums, I'm definitely going to hit those a couple of times. The sound healing parts of the store I definitely am going to dive deep into, like the singing bowls and things like that. A mate of mine does sound healing, and like he bought a couple of his like tuning forks and stuff to our place to give us like a sound healing kind of seminar, and it was amazing, like to have those like tones whirring around your face is sick. So I'm gonna try and give that to you. And then after that, we're gonna go to my home, my apartment in Brunswick East, where I've got a lot of things that are very personal to me, and hopefully we're gonna make some sounds that fill up this sample pack with a lot of personality. The space that I live in is super inspiring for me, mainly because of my partner, basically. She has the same attention to detail that I do, so when you walk in there, you'll understand. It's just like, everything is placed just so, and there's little trinkets and things, and there's so many books, and there's just a lot of stuff that gets you thinking and gets you creative, but also just makes you feel free to take your time about it. Once I get these samples, I'm going to run them through a few compressors, a few equalizers, and make them sound as good and as crunchy as I possibly can. And then we'll take them into Ableton and get weird with them, honestly. Just like put them through like all of their reverbs and delays and things like that, and some of my favorite plugins as well. They're gonna sound really good stock, but then I'll try and do some things to make them sound unexpected and weird. Some of my favorite plugins are the Sound Toys bundle. You can make things sound so vintage and weird, and you can really do whatever you want them to do. iZotope, killing the game, mixing, mastering, sound correction, and sound cleanup, amazing. Omnisphere is the biggest library I've ever seen, but it's so worth it. You can find inspiration just like looking through the presets or just looking through the stock sounds they have in there. There'll be something to start you off in it from every session. And Valhalla reverb every day, all day. My music is what I would call Afrofuturism. which is basically like a movement that kind of tries to figure out a perspective of where Africans and Black people in general can place themselves in the world, in the future. My music is very, I guess, informed by the past and a lot of movements that happened in Africa, a lot of traditional African drumming and percussion, Afrobeat obviously, but also modern stylings like of Afro pop. I'm working on, I guess, 2 projects in tandem at the moment. I'm working on my own project that's a follow-up to the mixtape that I was doing, OTTN. A lot of different sounds on that. I guess I'm trying to push myself and grow into something that I haven't done before. But also I'm doing a collaborative project with one of my homies. His name's Voldy, and yeah, we just have some amazing music that we're really excited to share with people. When Happy Mag asked me to do this, I was ecstatic. I felt like I was replying to the email before I even formulated the words to say. I was like, yes, just definitely yes. I've watched every single one, and I've like been fans of all the people that have done Somewhere Sounds before. Like I've worked with some of them, I've played with some of them, and I guess just that in itself was like a big fortifying kind of thing for me. I feel like sample-based music is what I do, and I do this stuff for fun. So to do it like in this way is a joy. It's good to be seen, you know what I mean?